series of spoken English where we learn the correct way to say some things in English and the wrong way to avoid saying that. The correct way on the right hand side in black, the wrong way. The correct way to say that and the wrong way to avoid saying it. Let's take some sessions. Now, number one, wrong to say, wrong to say, wrong to say. He told, I shall go home. No, don't say he told, I shall go home. If you are making a direct speech, he told, I shall go home. Don't say that. Instead, you should say the correct way to say that is he said. Here we are dealing with tell and say. Tell and say. Because sometimes some confuse the use of tell and say. T-E-L-L and S-A-Y. Or the past tense of that. Told and so and said. Now we are saying wrong to say. He told, I shall go home. Instead you say, he said, I shall go home. He said, I shall go home. That is, you are quoting the person direct. So, the correct word to say, he said, I shall go home. Number two, Julie, don't say, wrong to say. Julie told that she would go to market. Don't say that. Don't say that. Julie told that she would go to market. Don't say that. Instead, you should say, Julie said that she would go to market. Julie said that she would go to market. Okay? Next one. Do not say, my brother said to me that he would go home. Don't say that. My brother said to me that he would go. It is wrong to say. Wrong to say. My brother said to me that he would go. No. The correct way to say that is, my brother told me that he would go home. My brother told me that he would go home. Now, you see, we are dealing with say and tell, or said and told. Now, when you say to say in English is used when referring to a person's actual words. If you are referring to the person's actual words, that's number one, then you use to say. Or in indirect speech, if the sentence does not consist an indirect object. Let me say it again. If you want to use to say in English, number one, you use that when you are referring to a person's actual words. Or, number two, in an indirect speech, when the sentence does not consist an indirect object. Now, if you use to tell, we use to tell in indirect speech when the sentence contains an indirect object. When the sentence contains an indirect object. In sentence B, that is when you are looking at the sentence, you see the indirect object is me. You see me here. That's when we use the past tense of tell, or you use tell. If you are referring in, let me say it again. We use to tell in indirect speech when the sentence contains an indirect object. Like you say me. That's why you say, he told me that he would go home. Okay? Let's go to number four. The carpenter did a large chair. Wrong to say. The carpenter did a large chair. Don't say that. You say the carpenter made a large chair. The carpenter made a large chair. Here we are looking at do or We're looking at how to use do and how to use make. Now, we say it is wrong to say the carpenter did a large chair. No. Or the carpenter did a large table. Don't do that. You don't say that. You should say the carpenter made a large chair. However, number 5, it is wrong to say you must make your work carefully. No, don't say that. You must make your work carefully. It is wrong to say you must make your work carefully. The correct way to say that, is you must do your work carefully. You must do your work carefully. Here we are looking at do and make. Now, let's say that. Let's explain that. If you want, where we used to make mainly, primarily, to make means to construct or manufacture something. To make means to manufacture or construct something, while to do means to accomplish or to complete a thing. To accomplish. Let me say it again. We use to make primarily when you are talking about to construct or manufacture a thing, while to do means to accomplish a thing. So, in English, in common idioms, with make and do, we say to make a mistake, to make a promise, to make a speech, to make an excuse, to make haste, to make a form of, to make progress, to make a noise, to make an experiment, to make a bed, that is to prepare a bed. However, we say to do good, to do evil, to do one's best, to do one a favor, to do wrong, to do a lesson, to do a problem, to do business, to do away with, to do gymnastics, to do exercise. You see where you use do and make in English. You see where you use do and make in English. In English. You see that? So, let's go through our work again. Do not be wrong to say, he told, I shall go home. Instead you say, he said, I shall go home. Number 2, wrong to say, Julie told that she would go to market. No, don't say that. Wrong to say. Instead you say, Julie said that she would go to market. Number 3, wrong to say, my brother said to me that he would go home. Wrong to say. Instead you should say, my brother told me that he would go home. Now, let me say that in common idioms, with say and tell. In common idioms, you say and tell. You say to say one's prayer, to say grace, to say good morning, to say something or nothing, to say no more, to say a good word for, to say so. That's why you use say. However, if you want to use tell, you use it like to tell the truth, to tell a lie, to tell a story, to tell a time, to tell secrets, to tell the price, to tell one's fortune, to tell one's name. That's where you use say and tell. Let's continue. So number 4, we say wrong to say the carpenter did a large work, a large chair. The carpenter did a large chair. Instead you should say the carpenter made a large chair. Lastly, wrong to say you must make your work carefully. No, say you must do your work carefully. You must do your work carefully. If you like our video, please share, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up.